Today we're doing Camarones Enchilados.
Can't wait. Love this one. Definitely reminds me of all of my grandmothers.
First things first, we're gonna go right away. We have to bloom the saffron, which, what does that mean?
Okay, so saffron is the stamen of a crocus flower. Whatever, that's irrelevant. The whole point is that it adds a beautiful color and a beautiful specific kind of flavor to whatever you're cooking. So we're gonna add a little saffron in hot. You could kind of see that it's hot.
We heated up the fish broth, which is part of the recipe, which you can find on abuelascounter.com. So we heated up the fish broth and we put the saffron inside, and I don't know
We're just gonna let it
means, but supposedly it blooms in this.
We're gonna let it hang out. It's gonna bring out all the flavors, and we'll also change the color. So you see the color is already a little bit yellow, but it's gonna make it really, really yellow.
All right, so we're just gonna leave that there. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
It's blooming. So what's next?
So we're gonna go in with onions that are nicely chopped up. We're always adding oil a little bit at a time.
Just a little to make it dance.
Always
Want
add
the
more.
dance in there.
Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah.
That's good. And then we're gonna add salt, pepper, and you have the sazon on your side. We can add some sazon. That good? That's good.
All right.
And then we'll let it cook down a little bit. Move it to the side, then add the peppers. That's what we always like to do with our sofrito.
We'll let it cook down a little bit.
Yeah.
The onions are nice and cooked through, cooked down. So we're gonna move them over and throw in the peppers.
And we'll add a little bit more oil, a little bit more salt, a little bit more sazon. So we're building those flavors little by little.
Gotta keep everyone dancing.
That's right. Peppers had a chance to cook down. Now we'll mix that into the onions.
Okay.
And then move that aside.
Everyone's at the party now, all together, moving over.
And we'll add
in the garlic. If you've been here for a while, you know that Annie likes to add the garlic on the side like that, because that's how it cooks the best.
It just sautés and really, really has a chance to give the best flavor and not steam and kind of boil in the sauce. Anytime we're adding something to a pot, we bring down the temperature. So we really need to give it a chance to cook.
So the garlic's nice and cooked, nice and golden. So I'm gonna mix it all in.
Mix that all in. Let's go ahead and add our red pepper flakes. And then I'll add the tomato sauce and the brandy. So I grew up with Cardenal Mendoza as the brandy that we would use. And use whatever you have, use whatever you like. I feel like it just needs that little bit.
How's that?
That's good. It should be like a little kick.
A little kick. So if they like it spicier, a little more, and if they like it less spicy, a little less. But this is also like where it makes sofrito different, right? This is where Camarones Enchilados becomes its own.
Yes, because it's really a sofrito-based tomato sauce.
Okay.
So we're gonna let it cook down and kind of get, all the flavors, develop all the flavors. And then we can add in the Cardenal Mendoza, and that'll kind of do the brandy. The brandy, sherry, anything like that you have. If you don't have something like that, then you can always sub with wine. And then we would just let it kind of
boil out, right?
Boil out a little bit, yeah. Smells delicious. You know you're on the right track. So now we're gonna add our tomato sauce. We're gonna add all of it in. And then this is just a really important part where we're now going to kind of cook all of this down. We're gonna add our saffron broth.
The whole thing,
and another cup of broth.
All right,
So
let's
add all
know.
of that
Look
in.
how different this changed. It's completely changed the color.
Yeah. It's more yellow, like more vibrant.
And so
it will continue to.
And so we're adding this in.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And then we're gonna add in 1 cup of that broth.
In addition,
Fish broth, I love it. Some would say you don't need it, but
I would say that you don't need it because
some bean Christies.
It's hard to find sometimes.
But I mean, your local market has fish broth. You just never see it because you never think you need it.
Or you might not have it in your pantry and you want to make this. It's not.
Which is fine. If that's the case, then yes, definitely make it. But even a fish market tends to sell fish broth. Why do we use it? Really is the point.
We smell it. I get it.
We use it because it really gives you that fish flavor, seafood. Like you feel like you're at the sea eating this, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to do whatever you can to enhance that. And from this point, if we were just to add water, it would be delicious, but it wouldn't give it that same flavor.
Or chicken broth, same thing.
Chicken broth, I would even use
water over chicken broth?
I would. So let's go ahead. We're going to add some Worcestershire sauce.
Somewhat.
Worcestershire.
I can't say that to save my life. Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
How much?
Just like,
That's it? Not even with this.
very professional, like, there, that's good.
That's culinary school for you guys right there. It's
As that comes to a boil, we are going to get our shrimp. And this is something I like to do, kind of season the meat separately. So they've been draining. These are
so
frozen.
much water.
We love using wild shrimp, big shrimp. It's really important because you want them to stay juicy. You don't want them to get rubbery and kind of, you know, sometimes shrimp can get like mealy, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't want that.
So we don't want little shrimp. Little shrimp will cook too fast and get hard.
Exactly. So we have Creole spice that we use every now and then. So just think, you know, the Cuban kitchen does have that
Creole elements.
Cocina criolla kind of element. So we're using some Creole spice to kind of give them a little bit of flavor, and we want to make sure we give the shrimp flavor. Okay, now that we've seasoned our shrimp and we put that Creole spice on it, we put salt, and we're just gonna mix it all up. Most of the shrimp we're getting is frozen shrimp, right? Now that frozen shrimp, just buy a good quality, like we always talk about. So we're saying like wild shrimp, nice big shrimp. If you can find local shrimp, like down here, I love the Key West shrimp.
Right. It's so
It's
delicious.
nice and plump, and it tends not to overcook as easily as another shrimp. But use what you have. Most importantly, when you go to defrost it in a, that's why it was on here, in a strainer, and just make sure all that liquid is gone, because then you're gonna add all that water to here, and we don't want that. We want this to be really nice and intense.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay. Needs a little salt.
So if I wanted to, on a Sunday or on a Saturday, make this sauce, I could arguably make it up to this point, put it in my fridge.
Yes, let it come
And
down
then
to
if I wanted to make it for my family on Wednesday, I could take it out, heat it up, and then just add the shrimp.
Exactly. You want to add the shrimp when you're ready to cook, because as the shrimp sits there, it's just going to overcook and overcook and overcook.
Right.
So
this is what takes your time. It's just getting the sauce to be delicious.
that's it. Yeah. And you see how it's reduced a little bit? So you can tell from the side of the bowl, it kind of started off a little higher. And then because it's been cooking and simmering,
It smells so good in here. You guys have no idea.
it is so good. And it does smell like it's been simmering for hours, but it's just so tasty. Like everything's so tasty.
And it was what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Not even. So
Okay,
now
we're ready?
We're ready to add the shrimp, I think.
We're ready to add the
I
shrimp.
want to eat now. I don't want to wait a couple of days.
I'm not waiting.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, so we'll add in the shrimp.
We don't lower the heat. We keep
No.
everything the same.
Keep
Just
it high.
adding the
Keep it
shrimp.
high.
And we want to move her around.
Perfect. Move it around. It's gonna keep boiling and everything, and then let's not touch it for, I would say, 2 minutes. The minute that you see that the fish is curling onto itself and becomes like a beautiful pink color, that's when we're ready.
And you can just serve.
More white rice. All right, it's
So
ready.
done. How do we know it's done?
Okay, so let's take out a little shrimp just so that they see
You
it.
can see this one little guy.
Yeah, so this little guy, really perfect example, curled onto itself. It's white, opaque, and it's better to undercook it than to overcook it. It is almost impossible to undercook it because people tend to overcook things all the time. If I had green onion, I would also finish with green onion. So like something fresh and just also looks more vibrant, looks pretty.
All right, so we're going to set this into a serving bowl.
Let's set it into
And do the
serving
best
bowl.
part.
Yes.
She's perfect. She has
She
parsley. She's ready to go. And now the only thing left to do is
Eat it. Try it. So my ideal way of eating this would be to take off the tails and chop it all up and then mix it in with white rice.
white rice.
And eat it with a spoon, and it would be delicious.
White rice for everything, basically. But now we're just going to...
If my dad were eating this, he would even eat the tail because he's that guy.
Really?
Yes, hardcore.
We'll unpack that later. I'm just going to go like this.
Not too hot?
Nope. So good. Oh my
Brave
God.
soul.
Really?
Exactly.
Really good.
The salsita is insanely
delicious. You can really like feel the kick.
not
But not
tomatoey, but
overpowering.
yeah.
This was ready. Another one that's ready. 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 or less.
30 or
You
less.
guys love it. Make it.
Join us next time.